Hi, good to see you. I'm Graham Martin, I'm the recruitment guy. You know, in nearly 25 years at the sharp end of recruitment, I've sat in front of literally thousands of employers. I've dealt with thousands of job opportunities, and personally I've placed, as of counting, 1,537 people in permanent work. That's not to mention the other people I've helped to get work in temporary positions, and indeed I've coached my colleagues and my staff to do the same for their clients. But often what comes up from an employer's point of view is, what's the number one top tip that they will ask me to provide to them to make sure they get it right? Well, you know what? There's a whole bunch of tips, and I can provide those to you on a download. But effectively, it's not about skills testing. It's not about better quality interview questions. It's not about making sure people have got appropriate qualifications. You know what? The number one tip that I pass on to you is pick up the telephone and have a real live conversation with a previous employer. Now, that's not always possible, and it's certainly not always possible to have it on a formal basis. But if you pick up the phone, if you speak to the person you're interviewing and say you'd like to get a background report, you want to have a chat, perhaps off the record, you know what? Oftentimes they'll give you a name and a telephone number, and just make sure that they're aware that it's a confidential conversation, and ask the person you're talking to what that individual was like. What were they like on a Monday morning? Did they turn up? What was their sickness record like? How did they get on with their staff? What was the quality of the work? How did they get on with clients? And above all, would they rehire that person? And that often for me is the killer question. Would they rehire? Because if you hear a pause at the end of the phone, or a stutter or stammer, you know what? It's not a good answer, is it? And in that occasion, I'd probably, not always, but probably walk away. Of course, if somebody's working right now, you can't always get that information, especially if they've only ever had one job since leaving school, college or university. But in that instance, ask them to give you the name and telephone number of somebody whose opinion they respect. Maybe somebody involved in church, or maybe some community, or some kind of sports or academic activity outside of work. Remember, this person really wants the job with you. They will help you hire them. If they try and wriggle out of it, for me, that is what I'd call an amber light flashing. I'd be very, very concerned. So there you go. It's a simple tip. Pick up the phone, have a conversation. Good luck.